Hello and welcome. I'm Lee Jenkins. I'm the founder of the Elevate Network. Now, I'm excited that you are allowing me to be your partner on this journey towards manifesting results. Now, I've had the honor of studying with Bob Proctor, well, many years ago, and I can assure you that my life expanded dramatically. I learned a lot from Bob since I was first introduced to his teachings, as well as, well, many others, including Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Those teachings got me to shift my thinking and see the relationship of my mind to my behavior, and then, of course, my results. Now, studying the teachings of these giants in the personal development world caused me to, well, generate phenomenal results in my own personal life. Now, one of the most valuable concepts that Bob Proctor and Napoleon Hill taught me was the importance of setting goals, and not just any goal, not a goal you know how to achieve. I'm talking about a goal, a dream, a vision, something you think, actually, something you know, in fact, is beyond your experiences up until and including maybe today. Now, understand that the true purpose of a goal is to help you grow in your awareness of yourself, your talents, your abilities, and of course, your passions. So you want to ask yourself, what are your dreams? What are your aspirations? What are your goals? So let's see how you can begin thinking in a new and powerful way. Let's begin discovering your true purpose in life. Are you ready? Are you ready to start manifesting results? I think you are, or you wouldn't be here. Okay, in this first lesson that I want to share with you could have a greater impact on your life than anything else. It certainly did on mine. Now, this is the lesson I refer to as a worthy destination. You know, you could wander up and down streets of any city anywhere in the world and ask people, what is your goal? And the odds are pretty good that they'll reply with things like, well, what do you mean? And if by chance you do find someone that has a clearly defined goal, ask if they've got it in writing. And again, odds are pretty good that they won't. Now, this reality led me to studying Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich and chapter one entitled Desire. Now, Napoleon Hill shared with us the method by which desire for riches can be transmuted into the financial equivalent, which consists of 6 definite practical steps. Now, before we move on here, I just want to have you note that you can replace the terms riches as well as money with any desire you may have. So now Napoleon Hill starts with step one by stating, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Take note that it's not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. Now, Hill goes on to say, be definite as to the amount. Now, note that there is a psychological reason for definiteness of purpose, which Hill describes in a subsequent chapter in his classic book, Think and Grow Rich, which again, I highly recommend you grab and read. Now, the second step Hill offers is determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money that you desire. Understand, there is no such reality as something for nothing. Understand that. Okay. Now, the third step, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. And then the fourth step, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once. Whether you're ready or not, go out there and put this plan into action. Now, Hill's fifth step says, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money that you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for that money and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. And in his final sixth step, says, read your written statement aloud twice daily, once just before retiring at night and once after rising in the morning. Now, as you read, see, feel, and believe yourself already in possession of the money that you're looking for. Now, Hill goes on to tell us that it's important that you follow the instructions described in these 6 steps. It is especially important that you observe and follow the instructions in the 6th paragraph. He also points out that you may complain that, well, you know what? It's impossible for you to see yourself in possession of the money before you can actually have it. That's the thinking. Now, here is why a burning desire will actually come to your aid, uh, especially in that situation. See, this is a crucial part that Hill shares with us. He wrote that if you truly desire money so keenly that your desire is an obsession, you will have no difficulty convincing yourself that you will acquire it. Very true. Now, the objective is to want money and to become so determined to have it, well, that you're convinced yourself that you will have it. Now, I just want to point out that although Hill's focus is mostly on money, now, as I've already mentioned, you can certainly replace the goal of money with anything you hope to manifest into results. Now, let's just think about Hill's step 5. If you decide what you want and you write it on a card and you carry it with you, I guarantee you, well, it must manifest. It absolutely must happen in your life. Now, why do we have goals? Well, the average person would say we have goals to get more, buy your dream home, a boat, a car, or just get more money. Now, it's important to know, although that may be a result of the goal, you might accumulate more in your life, perhaps nicer and better things. That's not the real purpose of a goal. The real purpose of a goal is to grow. It causes you to draw something out of yourself that you didn't even know was there. Now, when we set a goal, we're looking to manifest something we want. But here's an important part. If you already know how to reach the goal, well, you know what? It's the wrong goal. Now, that may sound a little weird, kind of silly, but when you set a goal, you're going after something you want. And if you know how to reach it, well, it's probably the wrong goal. You're basically going sideways. Now, I learned some time ago that goals fall into 3 categories, generally referred to it as A, B, and C type goals. Now, an A goal, A type goals, are usually something you already know how to do. A good example is something that Bob Proctor shared. I heard him talk about. He spoke about a young man that came to him and asked if he could discuss his goals. And he went on to say his goal was that he wanted to get a new car. And when Bob asked what type of car did he want, he said a new General Motors vehicle. And I believe at the time it was a Pontiac. Now, obviously, they don't offer Pontiacs anymore. Some people might not even know what a Pontiac is, but they were a great car. In fact, I owned one at one point. It was a Pontiac Grand Prix, and I really loved that car. It was really a nice car. Now, when this young man was asked what type of car he was currently driving, well, he responded by saying a Pontiac. He was then basically asked, "Now, how long have you had that Pontiac?" Then he said 4 years. And when asked how old is the Pontiac, well, his answer was 4 years old. So basically, he was saying that he's owned that Pontiac that he bought 4 years ago, brand new. Now, what's important to understand here is that that's not a good goal. It's not a goal because he's known for 4 years how to accomplish that goal. He's known for 4 years already on how to manifest a new Pontiac into his life, as he has already done, and he's done it before, right? And he'll probably keep doing it. There won't be any growth attached to the goal like that. Now, that doesn't mean he shouldn't get a new Pontiac. Well, obviously you can't buy one, but maybe get something similar. But it would not constitute a goal. Now, understand a goal is something that you have never accomplished in the past. Now, when we move away from that A-type goal, which I often refer to as that been there, done that type of goal, people generally go to B-type goals. And that's where we sit down and gather all the information that you can and all the resources available. And they say, if all these things happen, then I can accomplish this. And they go ahead and they make a plan. They develop a phenomenal plan. Now, here they have the plan and, well, say to themselves, if all these things happen, then I can accomplish this. This is what they think they will achieve. You see, the A type is what they know they can do. B type goals are what they think they can do. Now, the problem with this type of goal is that there's no inspiration in pursuing a goal like that. Absolutely none. It's very important to understand that if you're going to really accomplish anything new, you will need to be inspired. You will need to pull on something down deep inside that you haven't pulled on before. It, it really truly needs to come from inside, down deep within. Now, we see people all the time go after these B type goals. They get started, may have some success, but after a short period of time, guess what? They're going to get bored. They're not inspired. And so they just decide to move on and quit. Now, the next option is the C type goal. It's the goal that causes us to ask, what do we truly want? The sad part here is many people will say, I don't know what I want. Now, I don't really believe that. I don't think that's true at all. I think we do know what we want. I think we have a tendency to reject those ideas before we give it any serious thought, though. Now, to decide what you want, you will need to sit down and totally relax. Let your imagination flourish. Create that fantasy of what you truly want to manifest. See yourself pursuing it. Now, here's the problem. We've been conditioned at a young age that fantasy, well, it's just for kids. See, as a small child, a baby, you could fantasize, and your mother and father would probably let you keep doing that. In fact, they would probably encourage you to keep going on because it usually got you out from under their feet, even if it was only for a short period of time. Think about when you were young, you could sit down with a set of pots and pans and, well, entertain yourself simply by using your imagination. But then here's the sad part is when we went to school, the teacher might yell at you, pay attention. Your mind's wandering. Will you quit looking out the window? Listen to what I'm telling you. You may even get punished for it. And then guess what? Not long after that, we stopped fantasizing. We put our imagination away and we stopped using it. You know, Napoleon Hill said, the imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivable, powerful force the world has ever known. It's a great quote. Now, it's kind of strange if you think about it. We have massive companies, big multinational worldwide corporations, but they all have small creative departments. Think about it. It's kind of crazy. We have people that will say things like, I'm not really creative. Writers are creative. Musicians are creative, but I'm not really creative. You see, that's not true. Everyone is creative. Creativity comes from the root word creator, which means within. Understand that everyone is creative. It's a matter of, are you expressing your creativity? Now, this is important. Never let people steal your dreams. Understand that when you sit down and decide what you want, you won't know how you're going to accomplish it. You don't need to know. See, that's kind of where the fun lies. The fun is finding out how you're going to manifest your goal. That's the joy. Know that when you set a goal, if it doesn't really kind of scare you in some way, you're more than likely on the wrong track. See, if you know how to do it, well, guess what? You're moving sideways. That's that A-type goal, right? We need to build a fantasy and then take that fantasy and move it from fantasy to a theory. You keep playing with the concepts, causing you to move from fantasy to theory. Now, this is the point when we give our fantasy some serious consideration. We're starting to use our reasoning mind, and we're starting to give this goal some serious thought. Now, before we can turn the theory into a goal, we have to ask ourselves a couple of things. One being, am I able to do this? Am I able? Well, if we believe everything we've been taught by both science and theology, sorry, it's a tough word, I guess, we will understand that we have deep reservoirs of talent. We have infinite potential. Now, the answer to that first question is absolutely, you are able. You may not know how, but you certainly are able. And the second question we asked is, am I willing? Am I willing to pay the price? Am I willing to do what I have to do to manifest the results that I'm seeking? Have you any idea how many times people laughed at Edison when he said he was going to create this incandescent light bulb? He actually failed, from what I understand, 10,000 times. You see, he was willing to do that. He understood that if he continued, despite the failures, he would manifest the results he was seeking. Failing at something doesn't make you a failure. You're only a failure when you stop, when you give up pursuing your goal. You could ask yourself, am I able to do this? And what you should be doing is look in the mirror and replying, yes, I am able. Ask, am I willing? And reply, yes, I am willing. I am willing to pay the price. When you answer yes, it's at that moment that your theory turns into a goal. Now, once you get emotionally involved with your goal, you will find that your emotional involvement will cause a change in your behavior. And as a result of your behavioral changes, your goal will start to manifest, and what was once a theory becomes a fact. Once you have manifested the results you're seeking, it becomes a fact. It's a fact that puts you in a position to build bigger and better fantasies. Now, let's step back a little. How do you decide what you wish to manifest? Now, in the beginning, that may have seemed a big goal. So the key to getting closer to manifesting the results you want, we need to start writing down all your wants. Create a shopping list of what you want in your life. Now, I believe there's two goals people should have. We should have a personal goal, and then we should have like a business goal or a goal that causes us to create something special. You might want to sit down with your peers, your family, friends, maybe perhaps business partners, and ask, what could we accomplish? It might be the sales department at your place of business. As a group, you could collectively take the sales to a point that might shock the executives in that company. It could be the manufacturing division, the accounting department. Perhaps collectively you can mastermind ideas that can use towards manifesting the results you're seeking, manifesting your goals. And as we work towards those goals, we unify our energies. And when people are unified and working towards a common goal, well, you know what? They start to feel alive. You will too. Everyone starts to feel energized. All you want to do is look and see if they, or perhaps you, are just showing up every day to earn a paycheck. Well, if that's the case, then more than likely no one is having any fun. Everyone is probably bored. So it's vital that we sit down and decide what we truly want. Start to make a list. Understand that this practice is raising our level of conscious awareness. Know that when you decide on the item on your list, that item you want more than anything, it becomes the star you're shooting for. That becomes the goal. It might be an income, it might be a position, it might be a new home, it might be a trip around the world that becomes your goal. That's what you work towards. Now, by doing so, you will raise your level of consciousness, leading you to a new awareness of how. Now, I want to encourage being part of a mastermind group, a group that you can brainstorm with. Ask, how can we make our reality more effective than it is now? Now, if you're interested, we do have a great group on the Elevate Network that you may want to join us. If so, just go to myelevatenetwork.com and you will find a link that's called Roundtable. That's where you can register to join us. There's no cost, nothing to buy. It's free. So go ahead and register. Remember, never allow another person dictate how you're going to live your life. Don't let conditions or circumstances dictate your choices and decisions. You see, your results are not caused by what's going on outside of you. Your results are due to what's going on inside of you. Now, I always like this quote from George Bernard Shaw. He said, "People are always blaming circumstances for where they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up, look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, they make them." I think that's great advice. Know that nothing is ever created or destroyed, and that anything and everything you can imagine, it already exists in some form. Think about it. The way to fly planes was, it's always been here. The internet, it's always been here. We just weren't aware of how to do it. Now, as we raise our conscious awareness, we can manifest any result that we seek. Remember, nothing is created or destroyed. All science and theology have taught us for many years, understand that we live in a constant evolution of change. But remember, growth is a choice. And when you choose growth, you must have a goal. You must wake up every day and get excited about the journey you have chosen to pursue. I'm working towards a goal. I've created the Elevate Network that was designed to create a community where we work to elevate the lives of everyone that has joined us. That's why I'm spending this time right now. I'm building this program designed to help individuals on their journey of personal growth. I'm well aware that the only way to reach this goal is to provide greater service, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I am doing, I should say. Now, this is important to note. As you provide greater service, you're going to personally grow as well. And I can vouch for that myself, right? I've done it. You will start to move ahead. Things inside of you will start to happen. A person that doesn't have a goal, something to pursue, is lost. They don't have any direction. Now, can you imagine taking a trip and you have no idea where you're going? Imagine driving out of your driveway and you haven't set a destination. Well, which way would you turn? You see, we are goal-seeking organisms, every one of us. Think of a recently born child. One of the first goals that baby more than likely has is to walk. Now, he or she falls, bangs their head, probably cries. But you know what? They don't stay down long. No, they get up and they try again until they're walking. And then next thing you know, they get on a bike and learn to balance it. They have now learned how to ride a bike. Well, you know what? Your real purpose in life is to grow. So sit down and ask yourself, what do you really love to do? That's what you're going to learn to shine at. That's what your purpose is. That's what your goal is all about. Move towards what you want to manifest into your life. Know that goal achievers are productive individuals. They're happy. Like I said, they're productive. They're prosperous. They're the ones that cause change. So don't listen to people that tell you why something can't be done. Don't listen to people that tell you the economy is controlling them. No. See, you control your economy. You are God's highest form of creation. Now, I'm thinking back of when Bob Proctor introduced me to this quote from Steve Bow, who was the vice president with the Metropolitan Life Insurance Company. Now, Steve said, God's gift to us is more talent and ability than we'll ever hope to use in our lifetime. Our gift to God is to develop as much of that talent and ability as we can in this lifetime. So I want to encourage you. So go forward, set your goal, write it down, embed it in your mind. Tell yourself, I am able, I am willing, and then go and do it. Now, know that you know a lot about setting goals, the right kind of goals. So what do you do next? Well, here's the key. You must take action. That's where the learning really begins. Know that without action, goals remain just fantasies. So Just start. Move in the direction you believe is correct, and the universe will guide you the rest of the way. Okay, I think we're at a point here now where it's time to wrap up this first episode of Manifesting Results. But before I go, I want to offer you a free breakthrough session. This is a free 45-minute live Zoom call with me. And you know what? I'm confident that I can help you get moving towards manifesting the results that you seek. I absolutely guarantee it. So just go to leemjenkins.com. That's leemjenkins.com. And you're going to see a link for a free breakthrough session. Just click on that and you'll be able to pick a day and time that works for you. I look forward to meeting with you. So go ahead and do that. To your success, I'm Lee Jenkins.